Hi everybody and welcome back to Lost Genre Reddit Stories. This post is from the subreddit Am I the A-hole here, and it's by user Estimate Kind. Am I the a-hole for sleeping with my sister's husband? I, 29 female, find myself in a complicated and difficult situation that has strained my relationship with my sister, 31 female. I recently slept with her husband and now she refuses to speak to me. However, I genuinely believed that I am not solely to blame for the fallout, and I need an impartial judgment on whether I am the a-hole in this scenario. Prior to the incident, I noticed some questionable behavior from my brother-in-law, 33 male, toward me. Feeling concerned about my sister's well-being, I decided to address the issue with her. However, she dismissed my concerns, leaving me unsure of how to proceed. My sister works as a flight attendant and is gone more than she is at home. My brother-in-law recently lost his job and was feeling depressed. During one of her frequent absences from home, she asked me to keep her husband company. She trusted me and didn't believe the warnings that I gave her before about his behavior towards me, but I saw this as an opportunity to support their marriage and help them rebuild their connection. Unfortunately, as we spent more time together, our bond deepened and we eventually crossed a line that should never have been crossed. We had both been drinking and he was complaining to me about the troubles in their marriage and how he hadn't been for a while. He was crying and I decided to comfort him. One thing led to another and we did the unthinkable. I woke up realizing the nature of what I did, and I immediately realized the nature of what had happened. We'd both been so intoxicated that we stupidly ended up falling asleep. I awoke to my sister screaming and hitting the both of us, screaming, "How could you do this to me? We're sisters! I trusted you!" She wouldn't even give me a chance to explain and kicked me out of the house. Now, my sister refuses to speak to me. She has filed for divorce. Our parents are siding with her, saying that I violated every family moral. However, I believe that there are multiple factors at play here, and I am not the only one responsible for the breakdown of their marriage. While I acknowledge my mistake, I also question why my sister failed to address the issues in her relationship and why she left her husband in my care without setting clear boundaries. I do feel a sense of guilt and remorse for my actions, but I also recognize that my sister and her husband had their fair share of problems. It's unfair to place all the blame on me when there were underlying issues that existed long before our involvement. That being said, I understand my sister's anger and hurt. I am willing to accept responsibility for my actions and make amends, but I also believe that it is crucial for her to acknowledge her role in this situation. Rebuilding trust and repairing our relationship will require open and honest communication from both parties. I'm sharing my story. I hope for an unbiased judgment and guidance on how to navigate this difficult situation. Am I the a-hole for sleeping with my sister's husband? Oh, go F yourself, OP. Of course you are the a-hole. What kind of stupid question is that? And trying to blame your sister for you sleeping with her husband is ridiculous. You might as well be driftwood. Oh, you're just floating in the ocean. You're not responsible for anything. Things just happen around you and you just have to go with the flow because you have no sense of responsibility, have you? You think your sister is to blame on this because you gave her warnings and she put you in a situation where you just had to sleep with him because you were drunk. So in your opinion, you're not a complete piece of crap because, well, you have some sense of remorse. You kind of feel bad about what you did, but yeah, again, it wasn't your fault, was it? Look, OP, yes, it was your fault. You are responsible for your actions. Now, this does not take any blame away from your brother-in-law, your ex-brother-in-law. He's just as big a piece of crap as you are. But you're the one here asking if you're an a-hole to try to validate your weird mental gymnastics to not feel so guilty. Well, sorry, you ain't getting that from me. You are the a-hole. And what do you guys think about OP? Let me know your judgment in the comment section. And now let's move on to the community comments to see what they had to say. Medical Caller 2678 says, your logic is their relationship was already failing, so your sister should take responsibility. Let me ask you a question using your own logic. Let's say your car is older and needs some work done. If I come up and steal your car GTA style and I total it, would you be at fault for the crash because the car was already failing? Or would it be me because I'm the one that took it and couldn't control the car and crashed? See how dumb that sounds? If it was failing, then your job was to help your sister get through this and guide her towards counseling or a divorce. Instead, you guided your way into his pants. I think there's more to the story, and the more to the story is you had feelings for the brother-in-law for a while, and this drunk behavior made you act on it. You give off golden child energy in which you've rarely been held accountable. Oh, and if my comment wasn't clear enough, you are the a-hole. And Opie responds, I understand what you're saying. It makes sense. Mogwai92 says, lol, didn't make clear boundaries. Did you need her to say, hey sis, don't have my husband, yeah? You're the a-hole 1,000,000%. They had problems in their marriage. That doesn't give you a free pass to jump into bed with him because you're drunk. Igor Baumhubner says, relationship declining? That's the excuse you are giving? You slept with your sister's husband. Doesn't matter if they were having problems, they were still in a relationship. They were still married. Either they couldn't solve things or went their separate ways, but you went and effed him. You betrayed your sister by sleeping with the man who she made vows with, and you think you are the victim? Get the F off your high horse and come back to reality. Your sister will never have anything to do with you again, and good for her. The trash took itself out in double, the cheating husband and the two-faced sister. You're the a-hole. Additional information from Opie's comments. I made a mistake, but I just feel I'm not completely at fault here. Why can't she accept that the relationship was declining for a while? We were fully intoxicated and I would have never done it sober. We weren't in our right minds. We were having a sentimental conversation that lasted about 4 hours. He stated how he just wanted to feel loved and appreciated, and one thing led to another. I think it was more of an action of him wanting to feel needed and loved and me being too sympathetic while drunk. Sympathetic is not the word I'd use. Also, here are screenshots of the text messages between us before she blocked me. Lindsay, I am extremely sorry. I haven't been able to sleep, eat, or function since this has all happened. Regardless of you believing it's been ongoing, it's only happened once. I take full responsibility for my part. I should have distanced myself from him when he was making advances before. I should have pressed it more. I shouldn't have gave in. I was intoxicated. I wouldn't have ever done it sober. I take responsibility for it. I just feel that responsibility needs to be taken, that it was already failing. You should have left him a long time ago, or even believe me when I tried to tell you. Are you kidding me? You're always the victim, Kelly, always. You can never take responsibility for your actions. I swear, you could hit someone with a car walking on a damn sidewalk and you'd argued it was their fault too for not moving. You betrayed me. You're right, I stupidly didn't believe you because I was in denial about my marriage, but I never thought you'd do this to me ever. I helped raise you. I was there for you whenever you needed me. I forgave you for the upbringing we had with you always being the favorite. You cannot handle the fact that mom and dad are siding with me for once. I never want to see you again. You are no longer my sister. I am sorry. I never meant to hurt you. I am not trying to play victim at all. I take responsibility. But why am I getting the most heat here? He's just at fault. All I'm saying is you should have left him or been actively trying to fix the relationship and it wouldn't have gotten this far. But that still does not excuse my actions. I am the worst. I just don't understand why I get the most heat. Because you are my sister. Men come and go. I am not going back and forth. Have a good life with being the, I'm going to guess, floozy that you are. And to no one's surprise, of course, OP was judged to be the a-hole. They had really strong words for her, as did the sister, and from all those messages and OP's comments, I still get the feeling that OP doesn't get it. However, there are still 2 updates to this story, so let's see if OP gets some self-awareness or not. But in the meantime, if you're enjoying this video so far, why don't you leave a like or a comment and subscribe if you haven't done so yet. All of that really helps my channel. Now, let's continue with the first update. Okay guys, I get it. You guys have ripped me apart in the comments. And yeah, I admit I messed up. After deeply reflecting on my actions and seeking advice from others, I have come to realize the extent of the hurt and damage I caused my sister. I genuinely regret my behavior and I'm now fully aware that I was in the wrong. There's no excuse for what I did, and I think I was trying to excuse my actions because the thought of it all was too painful. Last night, after reading the comments, I mustered up the courage to reach out and apologize to my sister. Unfortunately, despite my sincere efforts, she has not only refused to speak to me, but has also blocked me from all forms of communication. The fact that my sister has taken such a measure is deeply upsetting to me. I yearn for her forgiveness and genuinely want her back in my life. However, I understand that I cannot force her to reconcile or forgive me on my terms. I have sought advice from friends and family on how to navigate this situation, but it seems like the best course of action for now is to respect her boundaries and give her the space she clearly needs. I have continued to reflect on my actions and have sought therapy to address the underlying issues that led to my hurtful behavior. I found some online and plan on calling soon to get started to help figure out the root of my behavior. I am committed to personal growth and becoming a better person regardless of whether or not my sister chooses to reconnect with me, in which I will never give up trying. I have also reached out to mutual friends and family members, hoping they might act as intermediaries or offer support in bridging the gap between us. However, I understand that they too think you're an a-hole, must respect my sister's boundaries and not get involved in our dispute. My ex-brother-in-law has refused to pick up any of my phone calls throughout all of this. I heard from my mother that he told her I initiated the entire thing and got him drunk, then forced myself onto him, which is the furthest thing from the truth. I can't believe he'd throw me under the bus after I was there for him for so long. I guess I really looked like the fool, huh? Again, that is not the word I would use. The pain of not being able to communicate with my sister is devastating, but I am determined to learn from my mistakes and make amends in any way possible. I will continue to work on myself and strive to become someone who deserves her forgiveness, even if it takes a significant amount of time. To say the past few months have been insane is an understatement. I feel like my entire world has caved in. While I hold on to hope that one day my sister will be willing to reopen the lines of communication, I also acknowledge the possibility that she may never want to speak to me again. Regardless, I will continue to grow, learn, and reflect on my actions, knowing that healing and reconciliation are processes that cannot be rushed or forced. I hope my sister sees my remorse and my effort to grow. I will update if anything further happens. Well, OP, what I get from your update is that you're just talking a lot. You're just saying all these things that you want to do, that you've sought advice from friends, that you've sought counseling, and you found some online, and you're thinking about calling a few, but you haven't done crap. However, you're holding hope that your sister sees your remorse and your effort to grow. What effort? There's nothing here. Whatever. Anyways, let's move on to the final update to see how this story ends. Wow, you guys are ruthless. I fully see that I was in the wrong and my behavior is inexcusable. I do not deserve to have her as a sister and I am literally a piece of crap. There's not a single insult you guys can give me that I haven't given myself. Surprisingly, my sister unblocked me, expressing her desire for closure and personal healing. It seems that she has reached a point where she needs to address the past in order to move forward, but she has made it clear that she doesn't wish to continue our relationship. We had an open and honest discussion about the pain and hurt that had accumulated over time. It was an emotional and challenging conversation, but one that allowed us to express our feelings and seek some form of closure. During our conversation, my sister made it clear that she had made the difficult decision to stop having a relationship with me. She explained that she needs to focus on her healing and well-being and believes that maintaining a relationship with me would hinder that process. It was a heartbreaking realization for me to accept, but I understand and respect her choice. In our conversation, I took the opportunity to apologize sincerely for any pain I had caused her. I acknowledged my past mistakes and expressed deep regret for my actions. While I had hoped for a different outcome, I understand that my sister's healing journey is her own to navigate, and it may not involve me. Moving forward, I will continue to reflect on the lessons learned from this experience. Like, don't sleep with your sister's husband? I have come to understand the impact of my actions and the importance of personal growth and self-reflection. It is crucial for me to learn from this and strive to become a better person, even if it means accepting that my sister wants no further relationship with me. While it is painful to accept the loss of a close bond, I will honor my sister's wishes and give her the space she needs to heal and move forward. I will continue to work on myself, seeking personal growth and understanding and ensuring that I do not repeat the mistakes of the past. This experience has taught me the importance of empathy, forgiveness, and respecting the boundaries of others. I am grateful for the opportunity to have had this conversation with my sister, as it has allowed me to gain a deeper understanding of the consequences of my actions and the importance of growth and healing in relationships. This will likely be my last update, as there's nothing more to say. I lost my sister and the respect of the people closest to me. But through all of that, she is the victim, not me. I deserve this. I don't like you, OP. You sound fake as F. And I'm not talking about the story. I believe you're a piece of crap. Your whole spiel about you learning and the growth, and it's just BS in my opinion. But you know, if you feel good about yourself, go ahead. Having said that, here's wishing your sister the best in the future. Hopefully she takes care. And now let's finish this video with a mood booster post. This post is from the subreddit Pro Revenge, and it's by user SatisfactionTall1572. Greedy owner tries to rip off my friend, ends up paying him double. My first job out of college was for a local TV station. The owner was, and still is, the worst human being I've ever met. This guy has money, but he will cheat and lie anything to get out of paying his bills. When I started working there, the owner had just signed a contract with DirecTV to become part of their broadcast package. Since they were purely a local TV station at the time, this meant that we had about 2 months to upgrade our system so that we could start broadcasting to DirecTV customers in the entire Bay Area. Per the contract, every day we failed to do this past the deadline meant that the owner would suffer a penalty. Not knowing about how any of this works, the owner hired a friend of mine to come in as a freelance consultant. My friend told him that for about $15,000, he could get a system that would automate the entire process, which, of course, this guy didn't want to pay. He tasked my friend with finding a cheaper way, around half, and to pay for all the hardware up front and get reimbursed later. Knowing what a piece of crap this guy is, I warned my friend not to front the money because he wouldn't get paid back. The guy just smiled and said, "Watch me." So he made it work. We went live on schedule and the owner was happy. Then my friend went in and presented the guy with the bill. Immediately the excuses started. "Oh, I'm a little short this month. Can I pay you later?" etc. Then my friend pulls out the trump card. Not only did my friend threaten to take all the equipment back and to take the station off the air, but he also revealed that in order to get the uplink working for cheap, someone had to come in every day and code the broadcast manually. It's not a terribly complicated procedure, it takes less than 5 minutes, but of course, no one else at the station knows how to do it but him. So, either the owner can pay him what he's owed plus a $2,000 a month consulting fee, or the station goes dark and he starts paying the penalty to DirecTV. The effer paid fast. So instead of $15,000, he ended up shelling out more than double that amount as my friend lapped his $2,000 a month fee for close to a year before he felt bad and finally taught someone there how to do it. The moral of the story is that only thinking about short-term gain will always cost you more in the long run. This was fantastic, OP. Your friend knew exactly what to do. Loved it. Thanks for sharing, OP. And that's it for today's video. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch it. Now, if you've gotten to this point in the video, I assume that you like these stories that I'm reading out. So here are a couple more that you might enjoy. And if you don't have any time to watch another story right now, save it for later. And also, don't forget to hit that subscribe button.